Hello and welcome to LSE Focus. It's post-match reaction show time after Liverpool have just beaten Manchester United by 2 goals to absolutely none of their goals. Mo Salah burying them in the final minute of the game in the most wonderful, the most beautiful David and Gog tribute act you will ever see. What a game, lads. What an absolute game. For 93 minutes, it was awful. It was horrible. I hated it. I'm sure you did as well. You know, there's something about playing against Manchester United that just gets into our heads. And I think all the time that Liverpool were 1-0 up, there was always that nagging doubt. It's something that I spoke about in my pre-match video as well. That feeling that no matter how good Liverpool are and no matter how bad Manchester United are, there's always that fear. There's always that worry that they are going to do something, that they will get a lucky, jammy goal out of somewhere. I think we're all collectively traumatised from the Ferguson years. We just have that nagging doubt in the back of our minds that they're going to squeeze something out of somewhere and they're going to get a result. And while it stayed 1-0 for so long, for what felt like eternity, you know, as we came towards the latter stage of the game, I found myself thinking about that Virgil van Dijk goal all the way back in like the 16th or 17th minute or something like that, and thinking, my God, that feels like a year ago. Because it was just one of those games. That was the most torturous game that Liverpool are going to go through this season, aside from the draw at Old Trafford as well, which was also absolutely awful and horrible for us to all experience. That was really, really tough. And it feels ridiculous to say because Liverpool were excellent. Liverpool were really, really good. And we've had a problem against Manchester United in the past of not turning up, of not playing to the best of our ability and letting them get away with it, essentially. And that's what's so annoying about it. They don't deserve these results. They don't deserve to beat this incredible Liverpool side. And yet they do, because they do get away with it, because we let them have goals, because we let them have chances, because we don't perform to the best of our ability. Today, Liverpool rectified that. Liverpool dealt with that. Liverpool showed what they really are against Manchester United, and that was fantastic to see. You know, so many players on that pitch who delivered brilliant performances. Jordan Henderson obviously gets man of the match after the game, and I think he deserves it. He has been phenomenal. He has been unreal over the last couple of months. You know, there's been Souness comparisons, Gerrard comparisons. Everyone's just been comparing him to every brilliant midfielder that's ever played for Liverpool, and regardless of whether he lives up to that status, the fact that he's been considered in those upper echelons of the brilliant Liverpool players is enough for me. You know, the guy is absolutely fantastic. He would die for this club. We would die for him, and he was brilliant again today. Virgil van Dijk as well. Why were we ever worried about Manchester United scoring a goal? Virgil van Dijk walked all over them at every possible opportunity. I know Man United had chances. They had a couple times where they got through our defence, and thankfully, the fact that they're just rubbish set them back a little bit. They had a couple chances in that game. They had a couple moments where actually they did beat our defence, whether it was by luck or quality or whatever. They got through our defence and they had moments where they could have scored a goal. But they didn't, because they are rubbish and Liverpool are brilliant. And when they got shots on target, when it got that good for them, and that was as good as it got with them not even scoring a goal, Alisson Becker came up trumps again. What a performance by him as well. You know, every single Liverpool player deserves a medal. Every single Liverpool player deserves a statue outside the ground for the way they play today. Alisson Becker just catching everything. You know, at the other end, David De Gea, he's making his Hollywood saves. He's palming it out and getting a little fingertip to it to lead to a corner and stuff like that, while Alisson Becker is facing the same shots, and all he does is he catches it, he holds onto it, and he falls onto the ball, and everyone in the ground and everyone around the world who's wearing a red shirt and supporting Liverpool just feels so safe with him in net. He is that good. He's absolutely fantastic. And of course, the assist and the 90, 100-yard sprint, whatever it was, to celebrate with Mo Salah at the end of the game was absolutely fantastic. Let's have a little word on the goals, because they were brilliant. You know, Virgil van Dijk, that header is fantastic. Up against Harry Maguire, the defender who cost about the same amount for him as him. God knows why, because he's rubbish and Virgil van Dijk is brilliant. Just towers above him, shrugs him off, absolutely no interest in him, and blams that header home. The look in his eyes when he's heading the ball, you just know it's going in. He looks like a man possessed as he heads that ball home. It was fantastic. The let-off when he scores that goal as well, it's brilliant, because Liverpool have struggled against Man United. We all know that. We've all had to come to terms with that. Even Jurgen Klopp addressed it in his press conference before the game. And Virgil van Dijk, that header calms so many nerves. That header sets us up for the rest of the game. Man United cannot follow their game plan after that header because they will have wanted to do to us what they did to Manchester City, what they did to Tottenham Hotspur. They'll want to sit back, soak up the pressure, be defensive and hit us on the break. That will have been their plan, and as soon as Van Dijk heads home inside the first 20 minutes of the match, that plan has to go out the window. They have no choice. That header was absolutely crucial, and I think when Liverpool, fingers crossed, do lift that Premier League trophy at the end of the season, we can look back on that header from Virgil van Dijk as not necessarily a turning point, because this has essentially been a procession towards what is hopefully a 20th Premier League title. Sorry, not 20th, 19th Premier League title. And let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. But that will be seen as a real moment where Liverpool buried any demons they had left. Virgil van Dijk buried those demons, buried that header, and set us on our way, because from that point on, Man U have to go at us. They have to try and make a game of it, and to be fair to them, they kind of did. And I think as much as I've praised these Liverpool players, they did make a little bit of a job of it. I think if that was Sheffield United or, I don't know, West Ham or someone else rubbish, Everton, that we were playing against, then that wouldn't have happened. That game would have been buried long before that. It wouldn't have been anywhere near as nervy as it was. But because it's Man United, and as I mentioned, that nagging doubt in the back of your mind, it becomes a little bit nervy. The last 20 minutes or so were absolute hell. To be honest, it's hard for me to analyse them because I didn't watch much of them. I was fully, hands over the eyes. I could not watch it. Every set piece, every free kick, every corner that they had, every moment they got into our final third, I was absolutely terrified. But they didn't score. They didn't score. And at the other end, Liverpool did. Mo Salah puts the ball in the net right at the death. He doesn't even need to score. We don't even need that goal. But my God, did we want it? My God, did we enjoy it? Alisson Becker joins the celebrations. All of us joined the celebrations. It was absolutely beautiful to just cap it off, to just finish it off with that wonderful goal from Mo Salah to box things off and get Liverpool all 3 points. And as it stands, it's hard to really address even the idea that we don't win the league from here. I know everyone's going to go spare over the idea that we're getting too confident, because that's the nature of Liverpool Football Club. We are in a situation where we've been hurt so many times, both in the league and in other competitions as well. We've come so close and fallen short far too many times, and as a result, we all get a little bit nervous. But I think if you're not looking at the league table right now and thinking, my God, that is done, after the Man City result yesterday as well, and the Leicester result as well today, we don't even consider them, but they come into it as well. It's hard to really see around Liverpool winning the league. And right now, I think what everyone's thinking about is when we do it, whether we do it at Goodison, the Etihad, at Anfield, anywhere else. As it stands, it looks almost certain that Liverpool are going to win the league because they are that good. And I think this game, as I mentioned before with the Van Dijk header, it feels like serious demons buried. That's what it feels like, because we've struggled against Man U so much in the past. They brought up a stat on Sky Sports during the game where they said the last 11 games against Man United, we have won 1, and that was of course the Anfield win last season. This feels like a turning point for this Liverpool side. This feels like there's nothing they can not conquer now. They've done everything. They've conquered all of Europe. As the song says, they are walking it in the Premier League at the moment. And I hesitate to say that because I know that's going to come back and bite me on the bum if we don't win the league. But let's be honest, we're going to win the league. We're walking that at the moment. And now we can even beat Manchester United. This is the complete Liverpool side. This is the best Liverpool side you or me or any of us are ever going to see, no matter how long you've been alive. If you were around in the 80s, if you're around in the 40s, whenever you were alive, you've not seen a Liverpool side as good as this. Every single one of those players owns my heart. Every single one of those players is man of the match every single week. Like Alisson Becker, brilliant today. Just catches the ball every single time, falls on it, makes you feel safe. Virgil van Dijk, a god. Like there's nothing that he can't handle. There's no way of getting past him. He is that good. Joe Gomez is just Virgil van Dijk Mark II. He's the next one along. Once Van Dijk gets old and grey, and we have to accept that's going to happen, it's going to be tragic, Joe Gomez will just come in and fill the role. Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. Best playmaker in the league, and he plays at right back. Andrew Robertson, beautiful defensively, beautiful going forward. Jordan Henderson, the best captain you could ever ask for. The guy would die for Liverpool Football Club, and as I said at the top of the video, we would die for him. Another beautiful performance from him today. Gini Wijnaldum ran the show without even looking like he was doing anything. Oxlade-Chamberlain, to be fair, had a little bit of an off match. He wasn't brilliant. He never quite exerted his influence. And I think Lallana coming on was a smart decision from Liverpool. You know, I talked about it in my pre-match video, the fact that I think Lallana probably should have started because we need to win the midfield before anything else. That's the most important thing about this game. And I think Ox, while we didn't lose the midfield, so we didn't exactly lose anything by starting him, I think we maybe lost something going forward as well because he wasn't quite on it throughout the match. But moving on to the other players, you know, Roberto Firmino was in the mood today, and I'm absolutely fuming that that goal got disallowed. I mean, we can have plenty of discussions on VAR. I'm not going to get into it too much because I know that everyone's going to be talking about, you know, Sky Sports, Match of the Day, any other podcast or videos that you watch will probably mention VAR at some point. And it gets on my nerves a little bit because I don't think we really should be talking about it because it's irrelevant to the actual match. The only thing I will say is that foul on David De Gea was a little bit weird because there's been this whole thing about, you know, it depends on what the referee sees, and they asked the referee, what did you see happen? And if what he says he saw doesn't corroborate with the actual evidence, that's where the VAR steps in. And so if he says that he hasn't actually seen a foul or he hasn't seen a handball, and then that's what the cameras show, that's where VAR comes in. But the fact of the matter is he must have seen that foul on David De Gea. He must have seen Virgil van Dijk go in. So I don't see why VAR really gets involved. At the end of the day, again, not going to go into it too much because Liverpool won the game. At the end of the day, we got 3 points. We're top of the league, 16 points clear with a game in hand. So it's not the biggest issue. But at the same time, it was a beautiful finish from Roberto Firmino, and I'm absolutely fuming that we don't get to come away and celebrate that goal because it was absolutely wonderful, and he was in the mood today, absolutely brilliantly. Sadio Mane as well just did what Sadio Mane does. Mo Salah scores the goal that we will remember for the rest of our lives. What an incredible moment that is. Sometimes those moments mean more than anything else. You know, of course, we're going to celebrate when we lift the Premier League trophy, hopefully, and all those other moments like the goal that seals it or whatever, all of that, we've got to come, and we've celebrated moments in the past as well. But that, even though it's just one game, it's just one game in the whole 38-game season, it's just one goal that didn't really mean much in the context of the game because we would have won it regardless of whether Mo Salah puts the ball in the net. But those are the moments we live for as Liverpool fans. That meant so much. That was a release. That was a release of so much tension, of years of hurt against playing against Manchester United, finally off of our backs. And of course, it's Mo Salah, the Egyptian king, who delivers that moment for all of us. So, honestly, have a very, very good day. All of us are in a brilliant mood at the moment, obviously, unless for whatever reason you are a Manchester United fan, and God knows why you're watching this video, but please do something else. Please find something else to be happy with, because Man United are not going to give you any joy at the moment. But Liverpool fans, you guys, most of the people who watch these videos, enjoy your evening, enjoy the rest of your week, enjoy the next few months, enjoy all of this. Like I said, this is the best Liverpool team we have ever seen. Revel in it because it is absolutely fantastic. So that is all today's video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. It might have been a little bit incoherent, but I am on a massive, massive buzz because Liverpool have beaten Manchester United, as you know. So that is all. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, as always, you know what to do. Hit the like button down there. Hit that subscribe button there if you're new around here. Check out some of the other videos that have been out on the channel over the past few days. Don't forget to follow at LFC Focus TV on Twitter, and I'll be back soon for the pre-match content for our next Premier League match against Wolves. Until then, bye for now.